Well, looks to me, tonight's Raw wasn't that bad at all. Wasn't that bad at all. Name my topic tonight. What is called Sneaky, Slimy, and Subpar in Sacramento. Will WrestleMania 41 be this good this Saturday night and this Sunday night? I'm gonna all give my WrestleMania 41 predictions. But before I open up my show, my little review for tonight, I'm gonna open up the show with a little bit of music. I'm gonna open the show with the theme from Beverly Hills Cop called X Axel F, composed by Jer- what's his name? He's German musician and composer Harold Faltermeyer. From the movie, we had a theme from Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F from by Harold Faltermeyer. Um, Stars Eddie Murphy. So stick around, let me get the music playing, and I'll be right back. Yep, Axel F, theme from Beverly Hills Cop, starring Eddie Murphy, by Harold Faltermeyer, German composer and musician. and it was #1 hit in 1985 on the Billboard charts. So let's get started with tonight's show. Break it all down. Then now together, then now forever together. The WWE leads us into the show. We see a shot of Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, which will host WrestleMania 41 in 5 days. And we all they're live in Sacramento, California tonight. Michael Cole and hold on a second. Michael Cole and who else is this man? Commentators. Yeah, Josh Matthews and Pat McAfee. Yeah. The pre-show arrivals. Main event, Jey Uso's in the building, dressed in all black. Penta is also shown arriving at the Golden One Center. He'll battle Finn Balor later tonight. The Judgment Day is in attendance. CM Punk is also shown arriving. Seth freaking Rollins is also shown. Finally, we see Paul Heyman anxiously walking backstage. Heyman nervously looks at his phone. Despite being Roman Reigns' wise man, he'll be in CM Punk's corner at WrestleMania, fulfilling a favor he owed Punk, teaming with Reigns at Survivor Series War Games, which was last year. And we'll see a video. Last week on Raw, Jey Uso promised the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther that he will get him a WrestleMania for what he did to Jimmy Uso. Pat McAfee, Michael Cole and Pat McAfee welcomes us to WrestleMania week. World Heavyweight Champion Gunther addresses Jey Uso ahead of WrestleMania. World Heavyweight Champion Ring General Gunther charges down to the ring and waves Michael Cole to the ring. Cole was set to interview him later in the evening, but Gunther wants the interview right now. Cole gets in the ring and says he was expecting this later tonight. Gunther left Jimmy Uso in a bloody mess in the ring 2 weeks ago and caused Jey Uso to come out last week as a different person. Gunther cuts him off and the crowd starts to boo. Last week, Jey Uso looked him in the eye and told him he's not afraid of Gunther anymore. He wants to get to the point. He's here to look at everyone in the eyes and tell them that Jey Uso is full of crap. Cole realizes that the crowd is frustrated, but so is Gunther. Cole mentions that Gunther lost at WrestleMania last year. The crowd starts to chant "Yeet." Gunther rips the microphone away from Cole and says, "Screw your question." Gunther continues and says, "Screw Jey Uso, screw everything Jey Uso stands for, and screw everybody who stands with him. Ever since he stepped foot in this company, he has been the greatest gift he's ever received. 80% of his time in this company has been a champion. Right now, he's the greatest world champion. He's the greatest world heavyweight champion of all time. Gunther refuses to let somebody like Jey Uso ruin that for him." Another yeet chant fires up. Gunther tells the crowd to do as much as they want. Gunther urges Jey to come out of WrestleMania with more than confidence than ever. It won't matter. At the end of the day, the bell has to ring. When that happens, Jey Uso cannot lace his boots. We'll put Uso down for a consecutive time when it happens. For the last 2 weeks, Gunther has been told he went too far with Jimmy Uso and lost control. In 37 years of his life, he's never lost control. 2 weeks ago, he took a bath. When he took a bath in Jey's blood, he was in full control, and Gunther loved it. He wants Jey to pray to the Lord and thank him being in control 2 weeks ago. If he have drowned them both in Jimmy's blood. Gunther is looking forward to calling his mother last week to tell her how much he enjoyed being the living hell out of Jey Uso and walking at WrestleMania. Still the World Heavyweight Champion, Gunther storms off. Wow. He brought up his mother. Michael Cole returns to the commentary table and says Gunther lost control of the situation. Strong promo right there. Strong promo. Last Friday on SmackDown, Bayley and the Women's Intercontinental Champion Nia Valkyrie defeated the Secret Hervis in Tag Team Gauntlet. from Piper Niven, which was a stupid name. Gauntlet match to earn the WWE Women's Tag Team Champion opportunity on WrestleMania Sunday. WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez of the Judgment Day head to the ring. Liv Morgan will battle Bayley next. Then we go to commercial break. Video. Bianca Belair says she's been in her head lately with the Naomi and Jade Cargill situation. Still, she's been standing up for herself and speaking the truth. You don't have to like the truth, but you can't deny it. Belair can't deny that her WrestleMania match is a triple threat match. And by the way, I don't know why she's doing on Raw when she's part of the SmackDown brand. It doesn't make sense for her to be on Raw. I'd rather see her face both Charlotte and Tiffany at WrestleMania, but who knows? It is what it is. She's not going to use everything she's been through to be in Bianca Belair she knows she can be. She's the Belair that has never pinned at WrestleMania. There's nothing Io Sky or Rhea Ripley can do to stop her from getting her flowers and leaving WrestleMania as the champion. You can't spell WrestleMania without EST. WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Liv Morgan with WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley Women's Intercontinental Champion Lyra Valkyrie. Match starts. Here we go. Referee is Danilo Efebio. The bell rings and Morgan slaps Bayley in the face. Bayley angrily turns toward her, so Morgan begs her off before running away. Bayley chases around her into ringside and back in the ring. Morgan stomps away at her as she gets in the ring. Morgan stomps Bayley down in the corner and taunts the crowd. Bayley gets to her feet and Morgan slaps Morgan in the face as retaliation. Bayley punches away at her and lifts her, but Morgan slides her off. Morgan dunks in 2 strikes, but Bayley catches her with a Lou Fred's press, followed by some punches. Bayley hits a basement kick back elbow to the neck, followed by a basement clothesline for a 2 count. Bayley stomps on Morgan's back and talks some trash. Bayley punches away at Morgan, but Morgan versus a whip to the corner and avoids a slingshot. Morgan drop kicks Bayley into the corner and hits a running elbow. Bayley quickly runs over her with a clothesline, and Bayley continues to take it. Morgan before hitting a textbook suplex before floating it into a cover for a 2 count. Morgan soon gets away from Bayley, but Bayley fights back. Bayley comes off the middle rope, driving the arm drag. Bayley connects with a back suplex. Morgan rolls out of the ring to recover as Bayley looks at the WrestleMania sign. Bayley charges for a suicide dive, but Morgan forearms her in the face. Morgan pulls her out of the ring and starts up the 3 amigos on the floor. 1 amigo, 2 amigos. Bayley blocks the 3rd amigo and backs her to the steel steps. Bayley charges, but she hits the stairs when Morgan moves. Morgan then pulls her into the steel steps and hits a suplex off the floor. Steps to the floor. Morgan shimmies it a la Eddie Guerrero as we go to a commercial. Then we go to commercial break. We return from the break to see Bayley fight up from a chin lock. Bayley punches back at her before Morgan responds with a bicycle kick. Bayley blocks another kick and the knees are in the face. Bayley sets her for a sunset flip and into the turnbuckles, but Morgan moves. Bayley hits the turnbuckles hard. Morgan connects with a step up enziguri for a 2 count. Rodriguez yells at the referee. Morgan kicks Bayley in the back and goes for a second to the second rope. Morgan goes for a missile dropkick, but Bayley catches her and attempts a Boston Crab. Morgan counters with a pin for a 2 count. Morgan avoids a knee to the face and rolls her up for another 2 count. Bayley finally knees her in the face and she hits a backflip, sunset flip buckle bomb. Bayley pulls her away from the ropes and covers her for a near fall. Both men take some time to recover. Both women take some time to recover. Morgan kicks Bayley away. There's some dueling chants for both women. Morgan goes to the apron and Bailey follows her out. Morgan hits a code breaker on the apron and Bailey falls to the floor. Morgan then hits a flat back bump missile drop kick off the apron to the floor. Why would she move like that? Days from WrestleMania is behind me. Morgan gets Bailey in the ring for a 2 count. Morgan sizes her up for an oblivion, but Bailey avoids it. Bailey attacks her and goes for a DDT on the apron. Morgan avoids it. Morgan knocks Bailey away and comes off the second rope, but Bailey counters with a stunner out of the midair. Bailey connects with a belly to belly. Bailey rolls into the cover. 1-2. Rodriguez puts Morgan's foot on the bottom rope. Lyra Valkyrie attacks Rodriguez at ringside. Rodriguez big boots Valkyrie down at ringside. Bailey attacks Rodriguez and she gets on the apron and spikes her on the head. Morgan hits Bailey with a backstabber and goes for the oblivion, but Valkyrie holds onto Bailey. Bailey catches Morgan with a jackknife pin for the win. Winner by pinfall, Bailey. Morgan airily stares at Bailey as she celebrates with Valkyrie. Not bad. The Pat McAfee show Beyond will be live from WWE World in Las Vegas, Nevada. On Friday and Monday, Roman Reigns and Triple H will host the show live on Friday. 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, CM Punk told Roman Reigns that he was cashing in on his favor and having Paul Heyman in his corner at WrestleMania. Last week on Raw, Seth freaking Rollins intimidated Paul Heyman when CM Punk came out for a save. Rollins caught him with a stomp. Rollins stopped himself from giving Heyman a stomp. Rollins will tell Heyman that he owes him a favor. Parking garage segment. Paul Heyman is waiting for Roman Reigns to arrive at the parking garage. He has not seen Roman Reigns since CM Punk announced he was cashing in his favor. In the arena, Rey Mysterio makes his entrance alongside the LWO. He'll battle Julius Creed next. Commercial break. WrestleMania 41 will be presented by Wingstop. Video. Rhea Ripley says she can see right through Bianca Belair. She says she will just be out there to watch and then call it down the middle. But she sees Bianca Belair's true intentions. Belair thrives on playing with Ripley's emotions and wants her to make her look like the bad guy. Belair doesn't understand that. When Belair loses something she loves, she'll do anything to get it back. As for Io Sky, she never had to give her a championship match, but watching her pout and moan pulled on the heartstrings she had left. Ripley tells Scotty to cherish every moment with that Raw Women's title. As for Belair, she wants her to feel what it's like when she's really the bad guy. At WrestleMania 41, she'll get back what belongs to her. Replay. Last week on Raw, El Grande Americano, someone we all know is Chad Gable, used a loaded match to win a 6-man tag team match. This Saturday at WrestleMania 41, Rey Mysterio battled El Grande Americano, someone we know is Chad Gable. Rey Mysterio with the LWO with Joaquin Wilder, Cruz del Toro, and Dragon Lee versus Julius Creed with American-made Chad Gable, Brutus Creed, and Ivy Nile. Referee Chad Patton. Chad Patton is the referee. They lock up and Creed backs Mysterio into the corner before elbowing him in the face. Creed wrenches the arm and lifts the WWE Hall of Famer. Creed drops him down and continues to work on the arm. Mysterio uses the ropes to flip through the pressure. Creed quickly applies a hammerlock, so Mysterio hits a snapmare. Creed quickly runs him over with a shoulder tackle. Mysterio follows him into the ropes and hits a head scissor takeover. Creed quickly props up and takes him out with a clothesline for a 2 count. Creed applies with a rear chin lock, but Mysterio fights up and elbows out. Mysterio hits the ropes, but Creed hits a knee to the midsection. Creed sends him to the ropes, but he lowers his head and eats a kick. Mysterio knocks him to the ropes and sets up for a 619. Creed quickly puts him on the apron, but Mysterio elbows and punches him back. Mysterio heads to the top rope, but Creed to rope. Brutus Creed distracts the referee as Chad Gable knocks Mysterio down. Creed climbs to the top ropes, but Dragon Lee crouches him. The LWO and American May get on the apron, so referee Chad Patton ejects them both teams from the ringside. Then we go to commercial break. Back from the break, Mysterio boots Creed's back. Mysterio gets Mysterio in the electric chair, but Mysterio hits a scary Hurricanrana over the top rope. Mysterio gets in the ring and drop kicks him off the apron. Mysterio goes for a baseball slide splash, but Creed hooks the head and powers him up from his knees. Creed gets to his feet and walks around the ringside area before climbing the stairs with Mysterio in a suplex position. Mysterio fights out on the apron, but so Creed gets him back. Creed charges, but he hits the ring post when Mysterio moves. Mysterio heads to the top rope and hits a Hurricanrana. Mysterio then starts up the classic 10 punches in the corner. Mysterio shimmies a la Eddie Guerrero to Eddie references tonight. Mysterio whips him to the opposite corner, but Creed climbs to the top rope and blackflips over him. Mysterio goes for a moonsault block and Creed catches him. Mysterio counters with a satellite DDT for a near fall. The crowd chants, "This is awesome." Creed puts the brakes on the whip and sends the legend into the ropes. Mysterio slides through the legs, but Creed knees him in the face. Creed pulls the straps down and charges, but Mysterio knocks him out of the ring. El Grande Americano. Chad Gable runs down and gets on the apron. Mysterio attacks him and rips at the mask. Creed rolls Mysterio up for a 2 count. Mysterio quickly sends Creed into Americano, knocking him off the apron. Mysterio knocks Creed into the ropes, and it's a 619. Mysterio then drops down for the win. Winning by pinfall, Rey Mysterio. El Grande Americano, we all know is Chad Gable, attacks Rey Mysterio from behind with a running headbutt. The LW runs down, but Americano hits them with the headbutts, knocking them all out. Is this in the way that Americano has a loaded mask? Americano comes off of the top rope with a diving headbutt on Mysterio and poses. Replay: El Grande Americano is shown sneaking a piece of metal under his mask as he was down at the ringside moments ago. Video: World Tag Team Champions, the War Raiders, say they have blazed the path of world domination on multiple continents. Last week they had the New Day beat Dead Rights to took the Coward's Way Out. New Day took it to a whole new level. They didn't come for the titles. They came for Eric's neck, and they tried to end his career. Ivar says it won't be a match or a fight at WrestleMania. Eric growls, "This is war." Backstage segment: New Day is playing Clash of Kings when Jackie Redmond approaches them. She asks about what the War Raiders just said. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston say they have been at war for months. They will take their titles back at WrestleMania and remind the world they are the greatest tag team on earth. Woods says Eric will wish who they took him out last week rather than to catch the beating they got at WrestleMania this Saturday. Woods says that everyone will say, "Thank God for the New Day." AJ Styles makes his entrance. He'll face Karrion Kross next. Commercial break. In 2012, Triple H battled The Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell with Shawn Michaels as a special guest referee. It was an era. And that was a really good match. That's Sweet Chin Midget and that was a really epic match. One of the best matches ever. And Triple H will be inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2025 this Saturday. And it comes on at midnight, which is a stupid idea. AJ Styles versus Karrion Kross with Scarlett. Referee is Jessica Carr. Karrion Kross is looking more and more like AJ Styles. Karrion Kross even wears a lot tights in style. AJ argues with Karrion Kross in the corner in the ring. Kross shows Styles, so Styles backs him up in the corner and shows away at him. Kross versus a whip into the corner and takes Styles down. Styles fights back and Kross pulls him up into the middle rope and chokes him. Kross shouts that it doesn't have to be this way. Scarlett chokes on Styles to the middle rope as the referee pulls Kross away. Kross hits a scary explosive suplex and taunts the crowd. Kross stomps in the corner and whips him in hard in the turnbuckles, ribs first. Styles groans in pain and Kross laughs. Kross grabs him, but Styles knocks him out of the ring with a drop kick. Styles hits a baseball slide into the barricade. Styles goes to the apron, but Kross sweeps the feet. Kross dives into the ribs into the barricade. Kross then Wiley sends him to the barricade into the timekeeper's area. Then we're going to go to a commercial break. We come back from the break to see Kross hit a backbreaker. They go for something that doesn't work out, so Kross goes for a cover and pick up a 2 count. Kross connects with a final prayer for a near fall. Kross wonders if Styles is trying to sandbag him. Styles begins to fight back with strikes and shots. Styles goes for a whip, but Kross drops down and grabs his ankle. Styles checks on Kross, and Kross rocks him with a forearm to the jaw. Styles is not happy and gets fired up. Styles Wiley takes it to Kross and strikes a combo. Hits a strike combo, followed by a sliding forearm. Styles hits a corner clothesline for attempting an Ushigoroshi. I think I got it. Kross slides off and hits a DDT. Styles ducks a Kross hammer and hits a Ushigoroshi. Styles snaps off the apron top rope and knocks him down. Styles sizes him up and hits a phenomenal forearm for the win. Logan Paul walks out of the stage, and Styles is not happy to see his WrestleMania opponent. The crowd loudly boos Paul. Paul says he's not here out to congratulate Styles. Styles got a win in front of Sacramento for a bunch of people who aren't cool enough to live in Los Angeles and weren't smart enough to live in San Francisco. Styles showed these generic California losers why their match at WrestleMania will cook. Paul starts heading toward the ring and wants to show why their match will make money. Then we see a Logan Paul hype video right here, which I don't really give a shit about. Styles says that was a cute video and wants to start WrestleMania a few days early. Paul heads toward the ring. Styles turns and attacks Kross before he can sneak attack him. Styles attacks Paul as he gets in the ring. Kross grabs Styles, but Styles counters with a reverse DDT. Styles yells at Kross and returns into a loaded punch from Paul. Paul hits a beautiful Paul riser, but before taunting the crowd. They'll battle at WrestleMania Sunday. This Saturday will be CM Punk's first WrestleMania main event, first career WrestleMania event. Parking garage segment. Paul Heyman is beginning to grow impatient as he waits for rival Roman Reigns. Then we'll go to commercial break. Main event, Jey Uso dresses WrestleMania 41. Main event, Jey Uso makes his entrance dressed all in black, but Uso looks fired up, but it doesn't do any yeet dances. Uso stands on the commentary table after making his way to the ring to the crowd, slaps the hands up with Pat McAfee, and the crowd wants more, so Uso obliges and the music start up. The crowd is thrilled. The music soon fades and Uso starts to pace around the table. Uso says that he wants to say to Gunther last week. This week he wants to talk to the people of his hometown. His mother is here somewhere. People have been asking where his mind is. Is he crashing out? Hell yeah. He's locked in him. He's locked in for him, his family, and the crowd. Listening to Gunther talking made him feel like he was mad. Uso thinks Gunther is afraid that he'll whoop his ass in front of 60,000 people for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. Uso has them start his music up again, and he leads the crowd in a big yeet. Uso grabs a Prime Energy bottle from the hydration station and leaves the crowd through the crowd. Uso does the yeet dance before leaving. What an amazing visual! Backstage segment. Kathy Kelly is backstage with WWE Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker. Just as it's beginning, the Judgment Day attacks him. Bam! WWE officials run over and break it up. Breaker's down. I say this is kind of even though I'm I'm not you know that um I'm a little bit a fan of Judgment Day, but I think this is kind of a little bit of karma from Braun Breaker. After all the damage she did to so many wrestlers like Ricochet, who's on AEW, and people like Braun Strowman. WWE officials run over to quickly break it up, but Breaker is down. Penta makes his entrance. He'll face Finn Balor next. Commercial break. The WrestleMania kickoff show takes place Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. And we see this match right here. Penta versus Finn Balor. Referee is Eddie Orango. As Finn Balor gets on the apron during his entrance, Penta drop kicks him to the floor and hits a tope con helio. Penta gets Balor in the ring and the bell starts the match. Penta kicks Balor back and hits a top rope crossbody block for a 2 count. Balor kicks Penta, but Penta pulls him down by the arm. Penta avoids the sacrifice and goes for the falling elbow drop, but Penta drops him down and kicks him in the head. Penta catches him with a hand snap drop kick for a 2 count. Penta kicks away at Balor's knee and poses. Penta pushes him against the ropes and chops his chest. Balor reverses a whip into the ropes and rolls out of a sunset to hit a basement drop kick for a 2 count. Balor elbows Penta in the head and applies a rear chin lock. Penta starts to fight up, but Balor pulls him down and taunts the crowd. Balor comes off the top rope and stomps Penta's midsection. Penta repeats the move several times before taunting the crowd again. Balor does the too sweet hand gesture. Balor gets on the apron, but Penta scoops him up and slides off and hits a falling elbow drop on the apron. Commercial break. After the break, Balor hits Penta with a massive top rope for a suplex for a 2 count. Balor applies an armbar, but Penta fights up. Penta hits a hurricanrana followed by a pair of clotheslines and a drop kick, and reverses a whip into the corner, but Penta hits a slingshot into a backstabber for a near fall. Balor backs into a corner as an LO chant picks up. Penta puts him on the top rope and chops his chest. Penta climbs to the top ropes, but Balor knocks him to the apron. Penta responds with a head scissor off the ropes. Penta boots him back with a reverse sling blade. It's a reverse sling blade. Penta hits the ropes, but Balor hits a traditional sling blade. Balor sizes him up for a woo drop kick. Penta counters a 2-to-well backbreaker. Penta snaps the shoulder with a sacrifice before going for a penta driver, but Balor counters a roll up for a 2 count. Penta hits some strikes Kamon with a drop kick before backing up into a corner. The crowd boos as Dirty Dum Dum and Carlito come down the ringside. Balor rolls a Penta for a 2 count. But Balor hits a sling blade, followed by a woo drop kick. Balor hits the top rope. Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker comes out. Carlito runs away before getting another spear. Breaker gets in the ring and clotheslines Balor. The referee calls for a bell. Winner by pinfall by DQ, Finn Balor. Mysterio and Carlito double team Breaker. Breaker quickly gets away and hits Mysterio with a spear. With a spear. Mysterio with a spear into Carlito. Breaker sizes up Penta, and Breaker hits has a small cut on his chest. Penta kicks Balor before being hit with a spear. Knocks him out of the ring. Penta then scales the ropes and wipes Mysterio, Carlito, and Breaker out with a crossbody block to the floor. Balor sneers as he watches from the aisle away. We see a video. Raw Women's World Champion Io Sky has a message for Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. They keep forgetting that she's the Raw Women's World Champion. They pushed her out of the way during their petty fights, like she means nothing. But she's the reason they're fighting in the first place. She has wanted what they want. The Women's World Championship. She's done being ignored and forgotten. You have to go through her to get the title. She's not afraid to take them both on to defend it. She's beaten them both before, and she will do it again. At WrestleMania 41, they will never forget the name Io Sky, the Raw Women's World Champion. The commentators run down the events happening during WrestleMania week. They run down the WrestleMania card. Then you'll see a parking garage segment. Paul Heyman is still waiting for the arrival of Roman Reigns. CM Punk sits next to him and says he's a real friend. Punk puts his arm around Heyman as the Roman Reigns SUV pulls up. Reigns looks over at Paul Heyman and CM Punk CM Punk and looks over at CM Punk and Reigns looks over at Heyman and Punk before walking off. Heyman chases after him. Roman Reigns makes his entrance with Paul Heyman trailing behind him. Then go to commercial break. Reigns questions Paul Heyman's intentions. Reigns stands in the ring with Paul Heyman. Reigns points to the sky as pyrokinetics go off. Paul Heyman watches on and smiles at his tribal chief, original tribal chief. An OTC chant fires up. Heyman goes hand to hand the microphone over to Reigns. But Reigns walks through him and grabs his own microphone. Heyman looks nervous. Heyman stands at Reigns and to see what will happen. Reigns says Sacramento will acknowledge me. The crowd cheers and throws the ones up in the air. An OTC chant fires up. Reigns says the whole world can feel and hear what they love and acknowledge their tribal chief. Now the whole world understands that they will never betray their tribal chief, but not everyone is like them. Reigns runs toward Heyman, and some people would betray him. Does Sacramento know who that might be? Heyman shakes his head. Reigns asks, "Wise man, how could you betray me?" Sacramento chants, "You fucked up." Heyman contorts his mouth and goes to speak, but all he stops at as Reigns asks why. Heyman looks like he's having trouble with words for once in his career. The crowd boos Heyman. Heyman sheepishly says, "My tribal chief, it was non-betrayal. I paid back a favor that I owed." Reigns is not satisfied with that response. Reigns says he's confused. The favors is a work that you usually pay them back yourself. It feels like The only one being screwed in this favor is Roman Reigns. Reigns will never ask for a favor. They will take what they take what they want. Reigns doesn't owe a favor because he never asked for help. He never asked for anyone to join him at War Games. Why is he supposed to cover the tab for Heyman's dumbass favor? Then burn it down. Seth Rollins heads to the ring. He's wearing a black leather vest, which is not too dismissal from his old Shield attire. Reigns is not happy to see him. The crowd sings Rollins' theme. Rollins tells Sacramento to give it up for the tribal chief. Over a decade, he's finally getting it and putting the pieces together all by himself. He's almost there, and he's missing one little piece. It's too little, too late, because he has to still has to end Reigns at WrestleMania, Vegas. Rollins says it's the right thing to do. This triple threat match at WrestleMania Vegas is the biggest, most important triple threat match in the history of WrestleMania. This company and this industry, the winner of this match will define the future of their industry. Rollins says it can't be Reigns. Rollins removes his sunglasses. If this business were filled with people like Reigns not showing up, it is convenient, and this business dies. It can't be CM Punk either. If this business were filled with people like him who pick their ball when the times get tough, only to come back and leech off the success of others, this business dies. A CM Punk chant fires up. Rollins asks the crowd if they want the business to die. Rollins doesn't. If this business were filled with guys like him who will sacrifice physical and mental well-being to always do what's best for business, then the business will not be thrive. Will alive but thrive. There can be only one, and it's gotta be Rollins. In that one little piece, Reigns has not figured out favors, but happen by choice. Favors are a choice. Rollins' choice not to put Heyman out in the hospital last week. Now Heyman can choose whether to repay the debt or not. Reigns is a wise man as he is dishonorable as they come. Heyman is a scumbag and Rollins expects nothing from him. Raymond is not CM Punk in CM Punk's corner at WrestleMania by chance. Paul Heyman made a choice. Heyman is denying what Rollins is saying. Rollins says it's not betrayal. The final piece of the puzzle is not Heyman returning a favor. Heyman is choosing Reigns. As why Heyman is choosing CM Punk over him. Reigns looks conflicted. Heyman tries to explain himself and deny Rollins. Reigns says, "Wise man, he's right." Reigns turns menacingly toward Heyman, and Reigns says, "You made your own choice. I have mine." Reigns clotheslines Rollins down, and sends him shoulder first into the ring post. Heyman is thrilled and shouts, "I acknowledge you, my tribal chief." Reigns then pie faces Heyman and knocks him down. CM Punk runs down to avenge his friend. Reigns and Punk begin brawling in the ring. Punk clotheslines Reigns over the top rope. The crowd boos Punk, but they soon begin chanting his name. Punk checks on Heyman before turning into a spear from Reigns. Reigns punches away at Punk. Rollins then sneaks up and smashes Reigns in the back with the Plan B chair shot from 2014. Rollins hits Punk with a stomp. Rollins then crushes Reigns with a stomp. Heyman is stunned. Rollins picks up the chair and looks toward Heyman, who is cowering in fear in the corner. The show comes to an end at 10:44 p.m. Eastern. This wasn't that bad. It was not that bad at all. Even though I'm not happy with a couple of things tonight. All I can say is tonight was sneaky, slimy, and subpar in Sacramento. WrestleMania 41 be good. This ain't this good Saturday night and Sunday night. Two nights. Night 1 and night 2. Time will tell. Who knows? Now I'm gonna give y'all my Raw WrestleMania 41 predictions for the Raw brand tonight. Now I got that out of the way. Okay, for the Raw brand, okay, um, night one, singles match, Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. We all know it's wait, hold on, start. The War Raiders, New Day, War Raiders, Eric and Ibar versus New Day, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods for the WWE the Raw Tag Team titles. I'm gonna say War Raiders, but I feel like somehow the New Day gonna bury War Raiders, and that's gonna be kind of like shit. Do stupid, real dumb with WWE's part. Let's face it. I mean, I'm still kind of a little bit of New Day fan because they're black and I'm black, but I feel like they're gonna bury. Feel like the New Day are gonna bury the War Raiders. So I'm gonna go to the War Raiders for this one. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. We all know it's Chad Gable. I'm gonna say Rey Mysterio for this one. And night one, singles match Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Jade Cargill, but I feel like that Naomi's gonna get this win. I think Triple H and Booking team but now get Naomi get bury Jade Cargill. I'm gonna say that Bianca Belair is gonna come out and interfere in this match. That Bianca Belair is gonna come out and interfere in this match. That in the match she's gonna interfere in the match between Jade Cargill and Naomi, and she might turn heel. Probably might turn heel on Jade Cargill, and it's revealed that she was the mastermind behind Jade Cargill's attack, putting her out of action. And and it will start off a real personal feud between, and Jade Cargill will start the feud with Naomi and Bianca Belair, and she'll be back as a heel, Bianca Belair, and it's revealed that she was the mastermind behind Jade Cargill's attack, and she paid Naomi to put her out of action. And that's what people are saying, that Jade Cargill was Bianca Belair was the mastermind behind Jade Cargill's attack, because she was jealous of Bianca, like Naomi was jealous of her, and it was real that she was faking those tears and they were acting. And that'll be if Jay gets better, and then shame on WWE and Triple H and the booking team, and and Ari Emanuel of TK Holdings, and Nick Khan. And next match, United States title match, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. I'm gonna go with I say that LA Knight retains, but I feel like LA Knight retains. I feel like there's gonna be some interference. I feel like LA Knight might get screwed, and Jacob Fatu might become the new U.S. champion. Number 5, next match, women's U.S. championship match, WWE Women's Championship match, SmackDown Women's Championship, Tiffany Time, that I don't like, and Charlotte Flair for SmackDown Women's title. And I don't know why this match had to happen. It shouldn't happen. I say Charlotte Flair, because even though I'm not a fan of Tiffany Time, I feel like Charlotte might bury her. This match should never happen. It should have been. I mean, it should have been. Charlotte Flair. I don't know why in the world they had to shove Charlotte Flair in their throats. Why in the world they had to win the Women's Royal Rumble. It should have been Alexa Bliss winning this match. And it would have been, the Tiffany Stratton's face turn, babyface turn is I don't is kind of overrated, but it should have been. I mean, this match shouldn't have. It should have been. It should have been Alexa Bliss versus Tiffany, not Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany. I mean, if Charlotte, if Alexa Bliss would have won the Royal Rumble, it would have been Alexa Bliss versus Tiffany Stratton for the SmackDown Women's title. But I feel like Tiffany Stratton would get buried by Charlotte Flair, and but I don't know why in the world they had to shove Tiffany Stratton in our throats. I mean, this her babyface run is a joke. I mean, WWE is already like a comedy version of turning into a comedy version of Saturday Night Live, turning into Saturday Night Live with pro wrestling. Anyway, but who knows? Who knows what we'll see. Next one, the World Heavyweight Championship: Gunther versus Jey Uso. Main event: Jey Uso. Yee. And I'm gonna say Jey Uso, Jey Uso. But I feel like um, Gunther, somehow WWE didn't won't drop that title, Gunther, because this man is a machine. Gunther, the ring general Gunther, he's a machine. I feel like somehow they're gonna drop that where we titled him to Jey Uso. I mean, but if they drop, if Jey Uso becomes champion, new champion, world heavyweight champion, he'll become the third Samoan American become world heavyweight champion, become WWE champion behind the late Yokozuna and the People's Champ, The Rock, who's trying to be a piece of garbage right now. When he had when he aligned himself when Cena aligned himself with him. It's unbelievable. Then the main event, night one, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk with Paul Heyman versus Seth Rollins. I'm gonna say CM Punk because CM Punk. I'm gonna CM Punk because I know some I know because I'm gonna go CM Punk for this one because both Seth Rollins and Reigns had their WrestleMania. I mean, Seth Rollins. I don't know why. Because Seth Rollins had his WrestleMania moment because this isn't WrestleMania 31. This isn't WrestleMania 31. This isn't when he cashed in on Roman Reigns, cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase on Roman Reigns. But yeah, this isn't WrestleMania 31. There's no authority here. There's no Kane. There's no Triple H or Stephanie. There's no J&J Security and all that crap. No Big Show. So I'm gonna go CM Punk for this win because he had his WrestleMania moment 10 years ago at WrestleMania 31 when after Roman Reigns beats Brock Lesnar for the WWE title, Seth Rollins had to cash in his Money Red briefcase and Seth beat Roman, become the new world champion when he cashed in his Money Bank briefcase. Now now for Raw brand hold on wait that's wait I was actually said the SmackDown for the Smack I gave the SmackDown matches accidentally getting the matches for SmackDown. um Yeah, the Jade Cargill versus Naomi match, LA Knight versus Jake Cargill 2 and Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. Accidentally getting one by mistake. Crap. Well, our night two. Okay, this is for our this is for the Raw brand because Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are well they're both well Bailey's on SmackDown so and she and Lyra's on Raw so they're both women's tag team champions. So Liv Morgan versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Bailey and Lyra Beck for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. I say I'm say Bailey and Lyra Beck, but I feel like Liv Morgan, Kel Rodriguez will retain expansion, and it's gonna if what happened was is Bailey is gonna turn heel on Lyra Valkyrie. She blames her for the loss, and it's probably what might happen. I'm gonna go. So I'm go. I'm go with Bailey and Lyra Valkyrie, but I feel like Liv Morgan and Kel Rodriguez might retain. Next one, singles match: AJ Styles versus wait, hold on, wait. Yeah, AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. I'm gonna go with AJ Styles for this one. Next one, Intercontinental title, fatal four way match for the Intercontinental title. Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Dum Dum, Dirty Dum Dum. I'm gonna go with Penta for this. Penta. Next one. Um, Next one. Triple threat match for the Raw Women's World Title: Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. I'm gonna go with Io Sky for this one, and either both women will turn heel, either Rhea Ripley or Bianca Belair. I bet you it's gonna be Bianca that turns heel because sometime late because 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 well I bet yeah well I mentioned earlier already well about I'll just you know what about the SmackDown matches earlier this minute I'll do just do them again. I, for Friday. Um, Io Sky, I'm going Io Sky for the win, and Bianca Belair probably might turn heel, and turn heel. Might interfere in Jade Cargill versus Naomi's match since she's already on SmackDown. Bianca Belair, maybe probably might maybe Rhea Ripley, and let's see let's see let's see okay, I'm not okay. I think that's it. I think got the got the Raw matches. And well, got all matches all covered. Now and now it's time for something I like to do. All of you know what time it is. It's time for it's time for it's time for Justin's timeline history of all the wrestling birthdays, pop culture, and wrestling birthdays, pop culture, and wrestling history. All you hear that thing is things of Back to the Future starring Michael J. Fox and Chris Floyd. One of my favorite movies. Okay. Let's go to Saturday, April the 11th, April the 12th. Okay. Last Saturday was a happy 39th birthday to Jackie Redmond, WWE interviewer, Canadian. She's a Canadian. Last Saturday, see, was a happy 50th birthday to Cyberkinetico, Mexican wrestler. Last Saturday was a happy 57th birthday to Rico Casanova, Mexican wrestler, and yeah, he was a Rico Casanova. His real name is Jose Luis Maldonado. Yeah, he was a well, he was a Mexican. He was a Mexican American wrestler. That's right. Okay, Tony Anthony. Some of you know is the dirty white boy from Smoky Mountain Wrestling and WWE, WWF when he was called a TL Hopper. He was like a as a plun like a plumbing man, a plumbing gimmick he has. Now let's see some wrestling, some pop culture. And, no primetime wrestling for April the 12th, April the 12th, 1985. I mean Friday Night Titans was formerly known as Tuesday Night Titans. See, okay, three movies released in theaters nationwide. Stephen King's Cat's Eye, um, which is an anthology horror film starring stars Drew Barrymore from the E.T. films and E.T. movies from the E.T. movie Charlie's Angels. James Woods, Robert Hayes from Airplane, and supporting Cassidy Young, Notice Young, Charles S. Dutton was in that movie. Notice Young, Charles S. Dutton was in that movie. And a movie called Fraternity Vacation was released in theaters, starring young Tim Robbins, late John Vernon, Max Wright from Alf, late Charles Rocket, who played the bad guy in that Jim Carrey movie, Jeff Daniels movie Dumb and Dumber, and Kathleen Kinmont from TV show Renegade, my favorite TV show, and Sherry J. Wilson from the TV show Walker, Texas Ranger, very good actress. And the cult classic Girls Just Want to Have Fun was released, starring the late Shannon Doherty, Sarah Jessica Parker from late Sarah Jessica Parker was in that movie. Sarah Jessica Parker was in that movie from movies like movies and TV and HBO's Sex and the City and Disney's Hocus Pocus. She was in with she was in with Hocus Pocus. She was in with Bette Midler and Kathy Najimy from Sister Act with Whoopi Goldberg. And young Helen Hunt was in that movie. And Jonathan Silver was in the movie from Weekend at Bernie's. And and Helen Hunt was in Academy Award-winning actress Helen Hunt was in that movie. Yeah. And Cyndi Lauper who did the theme song was a woman in Diner who had an uncredited role in the movie. Who did the thing Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And Robert Downey Jr. had an uncredited role in that movie. And Gina Gershon was in that movie who had an uncredited role in that movie as well. And another movie was released in theaters called Lady Hawk, starring late Rutger Hauer, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Matthew Broderick. Was released. It's directed by the late Richard Donner of Superman, director of Superman: Lethal Weapon. And let's see. Now let's go to Saturday. Let's go to Saturday. Let's go to Sunday. Let's go to Sunday. Yesterday, Sunday, April the 13th. Okay. Mo from Mo Man on a Mission. He turned he turned 61 yesterday. And Canadian wrestler Sean Stasiak Stan Stasiak Sean Stasiak's father died. He would have been 88. He would have been 88 yesterday. He died of heart failure. He died on July 19th, 1997. And he died at the age of he died at the age of 59. Very sad passing. The alpha male Monty Brown from TNA, and he says, "You got to feel the pounce." Period. He turned 55 yesterday. The alpha male Monty Brown. Antonio Rocca. He would have been he died NWA wrestler, Italian wrestler. He died of a urinary tract infection. Urinary tract infection. He would have been he would have been 98 yesterday. And let's see. Now let's go to yesterday. Yesterday, see on WWF Championship Wrestling. Greg Valentine with Jimmy Hart defeated Greg Butler, retained the Intercontinental title. David San Martino, the son of the late Bruno San Martino, defeated Dave Barbie. King Kong Bundy and the Master Jimmy Hart defeated Aldo Marino. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat defeated Rusty Brooks. Big John Studd and Ken Patera with Barty Rain Heenan defeated Jim Young and Joe Murto. The Junkyard Dog defeated Gino Carabello. The Magnificent Marco defeated John Leverdew. And All-Star Wrestling. David Summer, April 13th, 1985. This was David Sammartino, son of late Bruno Sammartino, defeated Doc Butler. Bret the Hitman Hart defeated Doc Hutchison. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and El Matador Tito Santana defeated Moondog Spartan and Rene Goulet. And on April 13th, 2015, on Monday Night Raw in England, London, England, John Cena defeated Bad News Barrett to retain the WWE US title. Big loss for his for Wade Barrett on his hometown of England, huh? Paige defeated Emma, Rosa Mendes, and Alicia Fox, and Naomi and Summer Rae Cameron and Natalia in the Battle Royal to become number one contender for the US title in her home country of England. Then Naomi after Brian Saxton interviews Paige, is interviewed by Paige about her win. Then Naomi attacks Paige and turn heel. And it's the same way she's doing right now, acting like a Jezebel, a bitch like she turned on Jade Cargill. Lucha Dragons, Sin Cara and Kalisto defeated the Ascension, Connor and Victor. Randy Orton defeated Cesaro and Tyson Kidd with Tyson Kidd entirely by DQ. Randy Orton defeated the Brass Ring Club, Cesaro and Tyson Kidd with entirely in a handicap match. Dean Ambrose defeated Adam Rose. Just defeated Fandango with Rosa Mendez. Seth Rollins with J&J Security, Jamie Noble and Security, and Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury defeated Kane. Damien Mizdow with Summer Rae defeated The Miz. Ryback defeated Luke Harper by DQ. And Dolph Ziggler defeated Neville as the show ends. Now let's go to today's April the 14th birth, pop culture wrestling birthdays and wrestling history. Let's see. Today is a happy Today's a happy 37th birthday to Marina Shafir. Pete Rose, who got chokeslammed by Kane, and was in the WWE Hall of Fame. Late Pete Rose. He would have been he would have been 84 today. WWE Hall of Famer Lita, she turns 50 years old today. Larry Winters, he would have been 69 today. Larry Winters, late Larry Winters. He died of heart failure. And some movies, pop culture movies on this day, 1995, April 13th. Wait, hold on a second. A little piece of wrestling history. Hosted by Ming Jin Oakland, a couple of highlights were shown in the show. Yeah, just a little highlights in the show I can't remember. Oh wait, hold on, wait. That's it. Oh wait, I think I got all the wrestling history covered. Got covered. Okay, now let's go to the pop culture for this is March 19th, 1995. Okay, a couple of movies released in theaters on this day in 1995. Stewart Saved His Family, starring Al Franken, based on a Saturday Night Live skit. And Pebble and Penguin, my favorite movie, featuring voices of Martin Short, Jim Belushi, Tim Curry. And Jury Duty, my other favorite movie, starring Pauly Shore, actress Tia Carrere from movies like Wayne's World, Stanley Tucci, Brian Doyle Murray, Bill Murray's brother, late Abe Vigoda, and the late Charles Napier, and the late and the late Shelley Winters is in that movie, Jury Duty. Yeah, I love that movie, Jury Duty. For sure. And okay, 11:59 right now. Let's go to 1980, 2005. Okay, Booker T and versus Atlanta Jordan ended in no contest. Booker T and the Big Show defeat Atlanta Jordan and Bastion Brothers in 3-on-1, 2-on-3 handicap match. Tori Wilson and defeated Don Marie. Hierarch defeated Unknown Jobber, and Kurt Angle defeated Eddie Guerrero in a WWE heavyweight #1 contendership tournament first round match. And the debut of Eminem, Maria Melendez, and premiering the debut of Carlito's Cabana, hosted by Carlito, his talk show skit with Rey Mysterio as his guest. Yeah, the debut of the tag team Eminem, which consisted of Joey Mercury and Joey Mercury, Johnny Nash, was John Morrison, and Melina. Their WWE debut. Their gimmick was like a paparazzi, like a trio of Hollywood celebrities. Their gimmick, accompanied by paparazzi. And see what else. And I think I got that one coming. Okay, let's see. For yesterday, okay, now it's 12:01 in the morning right now. The WWE main event. Okay, on WWE main event, April the 14th, 2015, Bo Dallas defeated Zack Ryder. Layla defeated Emma. Jimmy Uso defeated Xavier Woods. Rusev with Lana defeated Dolph Ziggler. And that's it. All I covered. Now I'm gonna close out with something for all of you this midnight. It's April 15th, 2025. Close out a little song. Wait, as a late chant, he started to say, like dress up Chubby Checker, sing like Lionel Richie, dance like James Brown, like to get in the hot tub, go make me sweat, go make me dry, go make me wet. Referring to Eddie Murphy doing an impression of Saturday Night Live, doing an impression of James Brown on Saturday Night Live back in the 80s. I never grew up in the 80s, I grew up in the 90s. But I remember Mom told me up in the 80s decade, I saw reruns of old school Saturday Night Live when I was school on Comedy Central. So that'll do it. So subscribe to Godfather Soldier Slimy. And I'm going to close out with a little bit of song for all of you this midnight. I'm going to close out the song with this #1 hit single from 1995, which was released in 1994, late in December of 1994, called "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number" by the late R&B singer Aaliyah. And Aaliyah, I missed you, and we all miss you, and I miss you, and we all miss you. I loved your music, and wish you were here with us now. So here it is, close out the show. Hope all of you good night, good morning, and I hope all of you enjoy WrestleMania. Hopefully it will be turn out to be good. But I would say it really doesn't look that good. It's good to me. And they have no celebrity timekeepers. No celebrity guest ring announcers like they used to. No, I mean, no celebrity timekeepers like they used to before. No celebrity timekeepers like they used to do before. No celebrity backstage interviews like they did before. But who knows what will turn out to be for WrestleMania for Vegas this Saturday. So hope all of you good night. And here's some to close out the show. Age Ain't Nothing But a Number by the late R&B singer Aaliyah. And God bless her soul. I miss her and love her. We all miss her, like I said. So have a good morning, everybody. It's midnight. I'm getting me some sleep. I'm out of here. Peace.